Well, my path to being a jewelry designer was definitely not a straightforward path. I studied mechanical engineering and really loved the design aspects of that, and then didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life, so I moved to New York City to go to law school. Went to law school, and while I was studying for the bar exam, I decided to relax with making some pieces of jewelry. So I came down to the garment center where we are now and bought a few things and started making pieces and made some for my friends, and they would give it to friends of friends, and it just sort of picked up from there, and it kind of became, slowly over time, became the brand that it is today. Gemma Redux means reconstructed gems in Latin. My dad is a Latin scholar and helped me come up with the brand name, and I really just wanted to create a brand from scratch. Like, I didn't want it to be about me and who I was. I kind of wanted it to be about the idea of this girl and the idea of this brand and make it a little bit more fantasy. So the reconstructed part is based on the idea that we use a lot of industrial metals as well. So it's kind of taking materials that maybe aren't sort of your usual jewelry materials or aren't stones that are cut the usual way, that are maybe a little bit rougher, and making them into, beautiful jewelry. My current collection is inspired by topography. So it's the idea of layers of the earth and the different colors and textures that come with those layers. So it's everything from topographical maps, so different layers of metal that sort of duplicate this layering effect that the maps have, and then also the idea of having gradients of colors. So we do a lot of gradients of colors with both metals and stones to kind of mimic the idea that the earth sort of changes as you go deeper, and then also obviously doing some gemstones that are sort of like, the jewel at the bottom of the earth. I think my style icons change every day. I think that, I'm inspired by lots of different women, but I think the idea of Cleopatra is one that always kind of comes back to me. I think that like the strong and powerful but beautiful woman is something that I always identify with. I think sustainability is a really important topic for our industry to consider. I mean, I think it's kind of new to fashion jewelry. I guess that's probably not really true, but I think it's a new conversation in fashion jewelry, and I think that that's really important. I think that, a lot of us use precious metals, even if it's just for plating, and then obviously semi-precious and precious stones. And those are all things that are coming from the planet. That are all things that we're mining and we're pulling out of the earth. And I think it's really important for us to consider, what sort of impact that has and to try and minimize it. And we really focus on using pieces that are a little bit irregular, or maybe might have inclusions, or might be sort of have a rough edge to it, sort of stones that maybe aren't perfect, but really kind of are elements that we celebrate in our jewelry and really try and highlight the natural aspect of them. And I think that kind of helps cut down on the waste associated with like cutting the perfect stone and finding the perfect color of lapis. I think it's really important for all of us to just make sure that we're doing as little as possible on the planet in making our designs. Hi, I'm Rachel Dooley from Gemma Redux, and welcome to the CIRCA Salon.